Today, I want to talk about a decision that changed my life. I married a divorced man with two kids. Others questioned my decision. Others weren't happy with me. Others were okay. Others were just curious. People asked, what's wrong with her? Your first marriage, and you are getting into marriage with someone who is divorced. But that's a decision I made and I've never regretted. If you've ever wondered how it feels like, today I share my experience with you, how it all started and the blessings that came with it, the challenges that came with it, and how far we are going. If it's something you're interested in, kindly hit the subscribe button and let's gist. This is how it all started, okay? After my university education, I went into small scale business. I was selling online, but then I wasn't having the visibility. People weren't buying as expected. So my then boyfriend, that was my ex, introduced me to my current husband now. He was into digital marketing, or he cooperates, he coordinates digital marketing program. So he introduced me to him that he's into digital marketing and all of that, so I can go for the class and then so my business can do well online. But then we weren't dating, we had broken up. Yeah. So when I got to the class, he wasn't the lecturer, I should say. He just coordinates, make sure everything is in place and all of that. So we were friends, we got talking. It was like, do you love kids? I didn't know anything about him at that moment. Okay, so one night he called and then we started, like, we're just flowing with the conversation. It was just like we've known each other for so many years, but then I didn't know him. So in the conversation he asked, do you love kids? And I was like, oh, I love kids. I've lived with my siblings for so long. I've taken care of my auntie's children, two of them. Like, I love to be around kids, and kids also love to be around me. So I love kids, but I didn't know why he was asking. Fast forward, the relationship became stronger, and then one day we decided to just go out. He hasn't asked me out yet. So we went out. We drove to a very far place just to hang out and all of that, and then he said he has something to tell me. Okay. He was like, I've actually been married before. I was like, okay. And I didn't go as planned, and this and that, and the lady said she wanted to leave, so she filed for a divorce. The issue is still in court. Then my mind was just like, what's going on? Like, I like him, he hasn't proposed to me yet, but this that he's telling me is making my mind like, okay. And we have two kids together. I was like, no. We have two kids together. The eldest is 6 and the youngest is 4. Okay, 6 and 4. They're living with me. And all of that, I was like, what am I getting myself into? First thing that came to my mind was, how am I going to convince my grandmom, because she's the one I've lived with since childhood. I've lived with her, so she's like my mom and my dad. As for my mom and my dad, I know do not have any issue with it, but my grandmom, that was where the issue was. So I was like, oh my god, I know this thing is going to get into a relationship, but how then do I convince my grandmom with this? Not even one, but 2 kids. Oh my god, what do I do? So I listened to him, he talked. I even cried at a point because it was so emotional. I was sad for him. Well, fast forward, we met another time. Okay. And then he proposed. It's like, oh, he really liked me the way I am and all of that. I'm not that hyper type, I'm cool and calm, It's like, okay, fine. So when he asked me out, he told me, don't tell me you're going to think about it. We've been together for some time and you know how I am, So don't tell me you're going to, what else are you going to think about? So I was like, no, I don't do that. If I like you, I like you. If I don't like you, I'll tell you on the spot. So when he said that, I said, oh, I also like you. So, and he told me that when he told me about his past, that the case is in court, he has 2 children, all of that. We didn't meet for some time. He said he was trying to see if that thing he told me is not going to change the way we used to be. But I already liked him. Okay, so he will call me and then we'll just the way we used to just, we'll smile the way we used to smile, we'll talk about everything. Like I was relating with him like nothing has happened. You understand? So that's where he realized that I wasn't bothered with all that went on. So fast forward, I had to break the news to my grandmom. So I told him, my mom and dad wouldn't have any issue with you, but I don't know about my grandmom, and she's important to me too. So we have to fight this together, okay? So I'm going to bring the news to her. She might call you or want to see you or that. Just tell her the truth. Tell her everything that she needs to know. Just don't do, just tell her everything, okay? So we planned everything. When I came home, I told my grandma that I've met someone. It's like, oh, hallelujah. We see, where does he work? I was like, Mom, he works on his own. He has his own job. But he said, you can see, and the case is in courts. He has 2 children. And all my grandma could say was, are you okay with that? In my mind, I was like, are you really asking me, am I okay? I'm already okay. I'm just breaking the news to you. I'm okay. So I told him, I'm okay. So you're okay with him having 2 kids, so I'm okay. Being a divorcee doesn't mean he's a bad person or he was a bad person. If he was, I would know. Not everything though, but at least I'll see some signs. We've been together for some time. I'll see some signs. And then the reason he gave me that the wife wanted to leave wasn't any of these reasons, like he beats woman, he's a cheat, he was what? No. It was none of these reasons. I don't even want to tell what the reason was, but it was none of these reasons. It was just, I don't, like really, some ladies are, okay, let's not go there. It was none of these reasons. So I'm okay. I'm okay. I said, yeah, okay, that's okay. I would like to see him. I'd like to meet him. So we planned, and then Grandma met him. When he left, Grandma asked me, when I met him, the first impression I had about him was he's a good person. Like, if you don't know him and you meet him, you think he's a pastor or yes, he's that calm and peaceful nature. I don't want chaos. Even if there's chaos, you go and make sure you to sort things out. Like, he's that kind of person. He's not hyper. You're not seeing with friends, going out with friends, dressing expensively. And those are that's how I am. So if you're in that category, yeah. I don't mind if the dress is how many years old, it's old fashioned or what. If I dress, I put it on and it suits me well. That's what I'm going to wear. I don't care about what people are going to say. Yes. So that's me and that's him too. So it happened that Grandma was placates. Grandma liked him, so I was okay. I said, oh God, you have answered my prayers. You have answered my prayers. But then there was another person who didn't like him. Yes, and I'll say he didn't like him. It was like, you're the kind of person you want to get married to. I thought you're going to marry somebody to start afresh with. Somebody who has already seen everything in life. Marriage, we took it. That's person you want to start your life with. That's my choice. That's who I want to be with. And I stood my ground and said, he's the one I'm going to be with. Unless something else comes from, I don't know, but it's the one I want to be with. So we made sure everything went right. Then 2 years after, we say a year after, we started planning our wedding because like we went in relationship to joke, we're in the relationship to get married. So once we started, we dated for about 5 to 6 months. We got into marriage school. After marriage school, that's for a year. After marriage school, we started planning our marriage. Sorry. We started planning our marriage. So it wasn't like we knew what we wanted. So we're heading towards what we wanted. And by the grace of God, we've been married. This year will be our 4th year. And glory and honor be to God. No issues so far. No issues so far. So I just thank God for how He just made everything go smoothly, even though we had issues while dating. Yeah, it's expected. It can't be smooth always. We had issues. At a point, I said, you know what? Let's just go away. So, like I said, let's just give ourselves some break. And he said, no, she's not going to give me break. In fact, that break, I wouldn't have gone back. That would be the end. But then he said, no. I was at work one day when he came to work with lunch. I was like, I know you. I know you. Eh? The moment he said, let's give ourselves some break, I knew, she's not going to come back. So I have to fight. Okay, fight. And then I understood him. We got back together and then. So that's it. That's it. If the fact that the person is a divorcee doesn't make the person a bad person. Okay, people get married and in a month's time they find out they're not compatible or they just don't agree on certain things, they get divorced. People get married and they have issues, maybe financial problems do come their way, and the woman on the other hand doesn't have the heart or the patience to wait for him to come back to where he used to be, and out of frustration they may leave the marriage, not because the man has done something wrong or so maybe you're wondering how it feels like to be with someone who has been married before and with kids. In fact, the kids weren't any problem to me because I know they were come to live with me. Yes, and I have younger kids. I've taken care of them before. I have cousins. I've taken care of them before. So it wasn't a problem to me. I know how to handle home. So it was like something that I've learned from childhood because I lived with my grandmom. So the upbringing and the training of that has prepared me. So I've not been married before, but I know when I get married, I know what to do. I know how to cook for them, teach them what to do, how chores, do this, do that. I was okay. So I didn't have problem with that at all. The only problem I had was if their mom won't be coming to the house to cause commotion, won't be interfering with what we have at home, the peaceful environment we have at home. There are certain women who, I don't know, they just don't like peace. Everywhere there is peace, they just want to create some kind of commotion or chaos. Those type of ladies, I don't know for them. Mine is to do what I'm supposed to do as a mother, as a wife, and as a woman. Okay, if the children were not even my husband's, I would never neglect them. How much more? So for that, as a no. So far, I don't have any issue. I'm okay. We live in a peaceful house. We are okay. We are okay. He's not the kind of man who would stress on something and drag issues. And no. I'm also not that kind of person who would drag issues and talk. When I'm angry, I'll just be calm and quiet, And you'll notice that I'm angry or I'm not happy with something because I'll withdraw, I'll be quiet, and I'll just be with myself. Okay, that's how I'm not happy with something. But so far, I'm okay. So if it's something you are considering, or you've met someone who is in that kind of category, if the person is not a cheat, the person doesn't abuse, the person doesn't have any bad history or bad, even those with bad history, sometimes they do change. And if you realize the person hasn't changed, even being with you, the person is doing the same thing, and you can't, it's not a must, okay? But if you realize the person is so calm, you relate well with the person, like you just vibe with the person, why not? Why not? There's no harm in trying. So this is the little I have to share with you about how I met my husband, who happened to be a divorcee and with 2 kids. So I'll see you next time on the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and it's bye for now. Bye.